इस 3 दिवसीय कार्यशाला के लिए वेबिनार सह कार्यशाला के हमारे रिसोर्स पर्सन हैं सिद्धू कानू मुर्मू विश्वविद्यालय के हमारे विद्वान प्राध्यापक डॉक्टर DN गोराई, जो हमारे गणित संकाय के वरीय शिक्षकों प्राध्यापक में से हैं, और हमारे आदित्य नारायण महाविद्यालय के विश्वविद्यालय प्रतिनिधि के रूप में भी हम सभी का सानिध्य प्राप्त होते रहता है। आज सौभाग्य है कि यह 3 दिवसीय शिविर में मुख्य रूप से आप ही के द्वारा यह विषय प्रतिपादित होने वाला है। तो हम आग्रह करते हैं मान्यवर डॉक्टर DN गोराई सर से कि आप आएँ और विस्तार पूर्वक हम सभी को मार्गदर्शन करें। डॉक्टर DN गोराई सर।
Namaste to everyone. I welcome you all in the National Webinar Cum Workshop on Mathematical History of Indian Mathematics, emphasize on Vedic Mathematics. The topics of Webinar Cum Workshop consist the term Mathematical History, which implies that the matter of discussion will include only the facts that how the Indian mathematics has been chronologically developed or discovered. It will be tried to avoid the history related to social, political and economical status of the concerned periods. Hence, I request to researcher of history people to come forward and work with researcher of mathematics people to make a broad history of Indian mathematics by including the history of social, political and economical status of concerned periods. Also, the topics of the webinar cum workshop consist the term emphasize on Vedic mathematics. We will try to highlight the recovery part of the Vedic mathematics, and also we will discuss to discover, to regain the hidden part of valuable Vedic mathematics. In this session, I would like to give a brief touch on Veda, the place of mathematics in Veda and contribution of mathematicians in mathematics in Vedic period. When we speak about Indian mathematics, firstly we remember the mathematics in Vedic period. The name Vedic period has come from the oldest book of Arjun, the Veda. The meaning of Veda is the foundation head and illimitable storehouse of all knowledges. Veda contains all knowledges needed for mankind, relating not only to so-called spiritual matters but also those usually described as purely secular, temporal or worldly, and also to the means required for humanity as such for the achievement of all-round, complete and perfect success in all conceivable directions. There are different opinions of the period of formation of Veda by different persons. According to the German scientist Max Muller, Veda was written between 1200 BC to 1000 BC. According to Jacobi, Veda was written in 2780 BC. According to Indian scholar Bal Gangadhar Tilak, Veda was written between 4500 BC to 2500 BC. The Vedas are well known as 4 in numbers: Rig Veda, Samveda, Yajurveda and Atharva Veda, in which Rig Veda be the oldest one. Each Veda is subdivided into 2 parts, Samhita and Brahmin. Samhita is written in poetry form, whereas Brahmin in prose form. Aranyak and Upanishad or Vedanta are also two extra parts of Veda, but these are counted as parts of Brahmin. A part from Veda, there are 4 Upavedas and 6 Vedangas. Upavedas are Ayurveda, Gandharva Veda, Dhanurveda and Sthapatya Veda. Ayurveda contains anatomy, physiology, hygiene, sanitary science, medical science, surgery, etc. Dhanurveda contains archery and military science for the defense from all invaders from abroad and all insurgent from within. Gandharva Veda is the science and arts of music. Sthapatya Veda contains engineering, architecture and all branches of mathematics. 6 Vedangas are Vyakaran, Nirukta, Shiksha, Kalpa, Chanda and Jyotish. These are also called 6 Shastras. Again, Kapil's Sankhya, Patanjali's Yoga, Gautam's Nyaya, Kanad's Vaisheshik, Jamini's Purva Mimamsa, Vyas Uttar Mimamsa and 6 Vedangas all together called Sutras. Sutras are subdivided as Kalpa Sutra, Grihya Sutra, Sulbha Sutra. Sulbha consists mathematical knowledge. The religious text of Vedic period provide the evidence for the use of large numbers. By the time of Yajurveda Samhita 1200 BC to 900 BC, numbers as high as 10 to the power 12 were being included in the texts. For example, the mantra sacred recitation at the end of Annahom, which is called in English food oblation rite, performed during Ashwamedha and uttered just before, during and just after sunrise, invokes powers of 10 from 100 to trillion. These are Sata. Sata means 10 square. Sahasra means 10 to the power 3, 10 cube. Ajuta, 10 to the power 4. Nijukta, 10 to the power 5. Prayukta, 10 to the power 6. Arbuda, 10 to the power 7. Narbuda, 10 to the power 8. Samudra, 10 to the power 9. Madhya, 10 to the power 10. Anta, 10 to the power 11. Parardha, which is 1 trillion, that is 10 to the power 12. The solution to partial fractions was known to Rigvedic people as states in Puru Sukta. The Sthapatya Brahmana contains rules for ritual geometric construction that are similar to Sulbha Sutras. Important Sulbha Sutras are Buddhayan, Apastambha and Kattayan, which were created between 800 BC to 300 BC. Now we will discuss about Buddhayan, a mathematician of Vedic period. Buddhayan was a Vedic priest. He was around 800 BC. He wrote a book named Buddhayan Sutra. This book contains 6 parts: Shruta Sutra, Karma Sutra, Dvaidhat Sutra, Grijya Sutra, Dharma Sutra, Sulva Sutra. Sulva Sutra contains mathematical knowledge. Sulva Sutra of Bodhayan contains, we write the different concept of Sulva Sutra of Bodhayans. Sulva Sutra of Bodhayan contains number 1 geometric solution of number 1 linear equation in single unknown, number 2 quadratic equation of the form ax square equal to c and ax square plus bx equal to c. Number 2 alternative solution of Pythagoras theorem. Alternative solution of Pythagoras theorem. Bodhayan gave the alternative proof of Pythagoras theorem before the birth of Pythagoras. Bodhayan wrote the theorem as follows. Here, a rope stretched along the length of the diagonal produces an area which the vertical and horizontal side makes together. Here, a rope is stretched along the length of the diagonal. This is AC be the diagonal. And this rope produces the area, means this area. This is the square. If AC equal to H, then area will be H square. And this area is equal to the area formed by the square on the vertical. Vertical is AB. Length of AB is P and area is P square. Horizontal side, BC is horizontal side. Length of BC is B. Therefore, square on BC makes the area B square. So, area produces by the diagonal means H square equal to area produces by vertical P square plus area produces by horizontal, that is B square. H square equal to P square plus B square. Bodhayan did this work before the birth of Pythagoras. Story of discovery of this concept of Bodhayan is as follows. We describe this. Once Bodhayan was designing a sacrificial altar. Altar means in Sanskrit or Hindi Bedi. In the shape of a square, he inscribed another smaller square inside this square as follow. We just sketch this. Bodhayan made this square A, B, C, D, and then he draw another square E, F, G, H inside the first square, in the sense that vertices of the square inside the large square are the middle points of the side of the first square. Here E be the middle point of AD, F be the middle point of AB, G is the middle point of BC, H is the middle point of DC. He observed that the area of the inner square is exactly half the area of the outer square. Area of the four triangles inside the inner square is equal to the area of the four triangles outside the inner square. Here we see that the four triangles 1, 2, 3, 4 of the inner square are equal to the four triangles 5, 6, 7, 8 outside of the inner square. Here 1 and 5 both triangles are same in area. Similarly, triangles 2 and 6 area same, triangles 3 and 7 area same, triangle 4 and 8 area same. Therefore, the area of the inner square must be half of the area of the outer square. Buddhayan realized that the area of the inner square is exactly half the area of the outer square. But the genius Buddhayan went further. He drew the another square inside the first square, but not the vertices of the inner square at the middle points of the sides of the first square. We may say that this is the offset square inside the bigger square. We draw this square as follow. He drew this type of square. This is A, B, C, D outer square and E, F, G, H inner square. Vertices of the inner square are E, F, G, H. E is not the middle point of side AD. F is not the middle point of side AB. G is not the middle point of side BC. And H is not the middle point of side DC. Here he assumed AF equal to P and FB equal to B. EF equal to H. Therefore, each side of the inner square will be of length H. Here, this will be length P, BG. This will be length B. This HC is the length P and HD be the length B. ED be the length P and AE be the length B. So, the length of the side of the outer square is P plus B. This is the length of side of outer square equal to P plus B. Length of side of inner square equal to H. Now we calculate the area of the inner square. Area of the inner square equal to H square. Here we calculating this, but Buddhayan himself calculated this, and we are following the process of Bodhayan. Since the area of inner square equal to area of outer square minus area of four bordering triangles. Four bordering triangles. Bordering triangles are this triangle, this triangle, this triangle, and this triangle. Area of the inner square is h square. Area of the outer square, since length of one side is p plus b, so area will be p plus b whole square minus area of four bordering triangle, 4 multiply by area of a triangle, since the area of each triangle be same. So area of a triangle is half. This is length, means height p multiply by b. This means this equal to p plus b whole square minus 2p into b. This is equal to p square plus b square. That means h square equal to p square plus b square. So Bodhayan proved this. This h square means area made by the diagonal, and p square means area made by the vertical, and b square means area made by the horizontal. So we see that this concept, which is today known as Pythagoras theorem, but this concept came in 800 BC, 300 years before Pythagoras. Pythagoras was between 570 BC to 495 BC. So we may understand that the mathematics of India was developed in this period. Bodhayan next solved the circling the square. Bodhayan solved a problem in which he mentioned the process of construction of a circle whose area is equal to the area of a square. Fourth number, Bodhayan obtained the several values of pi by constructing different circular shape. He found the ratio between the circumference and diameter. He found 676 by 225 equal to 3.004, the value of pi. In another experiment, he found 900 by 289 equal to 3.114. In another experiment, he found 1156 by 361 equal to 3.202. Means he found the different values of pi, which are very near to 3. Next, he found the square root of 2. He calculated this and he obtained square root 2 equal to 1.414215686. By the help of the series, square root 2 equal to 1 plus 1 by 3 plus 1 by 3 multiplied by 4 minus 1 by 3 multiplied by 4 multiplied by 34, which is correct to 5 decimal place. Now we will discuss about the next mathematician of Vedic period, Apastamba. He was about in 600 BC. Apastamba was a Vedic priest and mathematician of Vedic period. He is known as father of geometry or rule of chords, the oldest name of geometry. The oldest name of geometry is rule of chords. He wrote Apastamba Sulba Sutra in book form with 6 chapters. His contributions in mathematics are: number 1, solution of general linear equation by Apastamba Sulba Sutra. He worked on Bodhayan's formula to find the more accurate value of square root of 2. Number 3, he gave the process of squaring a circle. Number 4, he discovered the process of dividing a segment into 7 equal parts. He found the process. This process was discovered. We use the term discover, means it was very important to find the process of dividing at that period equal part, division in equal part. Now we will discuss about a mathematician of Vedic period named Katyayana. He was in about 300 BC. Katyayana was a grammarian and a mathematician. His contributions are: number 1, he wrote a book named Bhartika. In this book, he has discussed grammar of Panini. Panini was famous grammarian at that period, and verses of Patanjali. He composed Sulba Sutra, a series of 9 texts on geometry for construction of altars. Altars means in Hindi or Sanskrit Vedi, dealing with rectangle, right angle triangle, rhombuses, etc. He extended the treatment of Pythagorean theorem as first presented by Bodhayan in 800 BC. Now we want to finish of my lecture of this session. So I thanks to all you for hearing my lecture patiently. Thank you. Is for your kind information that I will deliver the lecture in the next session, Mathematical History of Indian Mathematics of Post-Vedic Period.
एक महत्वपूर्ण सूचना, इस वेबिनार कम वर्कशॉप में भाग लेने वाले सभी प्रतिभागियों से अनुरोध है कि अंत में आपको एक सर्टिफिकेट भी प्रदान होने वाला है। इसके लिए तन्मयतापूर्वक तीनों दिन सभी कार्यशाला में भाग लें एवं उससे प्राप्त ज्ञानों को गूगल फॉर्म के द्वारा अपने असाइनमेंट में मेंशन करें और सर्टिफिकेट भी प्राप्त करें। इसके लिए अग्रिम शुभकामना। बहुत बहुत धन्यवाद।